de wedstrijd Japan tegen Italië. Derde man is rug nummer 6, positie 6, Louis Murayama. Vierde man rug nummer 25, linksschouder Kyuto Ueda. Vijfde man rug nummer 10, aangewezen slagman Yuka Hirose. Zesde man rug nummer 7, rechtschouder Takuya Hiruma. Zevende man de slaglijst rug nummer 2, derde hoofdman Rikara Tsuchimoto. Achtste man rug nummer 8, positie 8, Kyoa Sikatawa. Negende man rug nummer 22, directeur Yusha Shito. En de secundaire voor Japan is Kota Yasada. And please line up the rest of the team of Japan.
Dan gaan wij aan het voorstellen de heren van Equipo Italia. Ze staan onder de leiding van headcoach Mike Piazza. Onder coaches zijn Bobby Kramer, Gianmarco Faraone, Michele Gerani, Alberto Dauria en Giuliano Pingui. Starting line-up van Italië als eerste op de slaglijst. Middelder met pak nummer 2, Andrea Serraloni. Met pak nummer 5 is het tweede hoekman Riccardo Paolini. Middelder is met pak nummer 27, Vito Cristia. Eerste hoekman met nummer 41, Renzo Martini. De catcher met nummer 36 is Alberto Mineo. Aangewezen slagman met pak nummer 1, Leonardo Verdi. De rechtsvelder is met pak nummer 10, Noel González. De derde hoekman met nummer 20, Mattia Mercuri. De nummer 1 op de slaglijst is Boetestop met pak nummer 13, Erik Estivano. En de startende werper voor Team Italië is met nummer 44, Claudio Scotti. And please give it up for the rest of Team Italia. En ook vandaag zijn ze weer aanwezig. Vandaag een prachtig mooi blauw. De Empires van dienst achter vandaan aan Otsen. Bij dit zo'n mooi van laten brengen. Japan. Tweede hoofd Marco Carelli. En bij de derde hoofd Chucky Bensnijder. De soldiers zijn Jeanette van Drielen, Karin Tieneman en Marco Stovelaar. En dan, zeker. We vragen u uw hoofdwetsels, hoeden, petten af te nemen en te gaan staan. Dan gaan we namelijk luisteren naar volksliederen. We beginnen met het volkslied van het uitspelende team, dat is Japan. Dan gaan we door naar het volkslied van Italië.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Haarlem for Hongball Week Haarlem Day 5 of the tournament. We are about to kick off a 3-game slate with Team Italy against Team Japan. My name is Jasper Roos. Very welcome once again to our broadcast. My producer behind me, Jeroen Groenemans, once again in the stadium as well. And I have found yet another co-broadcaster, a partner in the booth that you haven't heard before. Let me introduce you to Milan van der Breggen. Milan, a very good morning, good afternoon to you.
Good morning, good afternoon. Excited to be here again.
Very excited to have you in the booth. Can you tell the people at home who you are, what you do, and what qualifies you to sit next to me in the booth today?
Well, so I'm Milan. I ride for the KNBSB, and I'm a pitcher in the Dutch Hoofdklasse as well as in college in America. So I would say I know a little bit about baseball.
You would say so, right? Yeah. What college do you play for in the United States?
I currently play at Oakland City University in Indiana.
There you go.
It's an NAIA school.
I got a real college star in my booth right now. And you play in the Hoofdklasse, like you said. You play for what team?
I play for DSS Kenheim. So the stadium right here is the stadium. Play my home games at during the summer.
It's a very, it's true home game for you.
Oh yeah.
You know this stadium well. We're going to watch Team Italy battle it out with the Japanese today. And I can give you the batting order and lineup for Team Japan, who are the away team, and they will be coming to bat first. Opening up today is Takuma Hayashi, plays second base. Batting second, Kenta Yamada, first baseman with uniform number 10. Rui Muneyama, the shortstop, batting third. Kyuto Ueda, batting fourth. Ryuta Hirose is the DH today, followed by Takuya Hiruma. Rintaro Tsujimoto, the crowd favorite. Ryu Sugisawa, the center fielder, and catcher Yuya Shinto closing up the lineup, batting in the 9th spot. Starting pitcher today, Kota Yazawa. We've mentioned him before as the mini Otani. We'll get back to him whenever he takes the mound. Milan, can you give us the lineup for Team Italy, please?
For Italy, leading off, Andrea Bellaroli, playing center field. Batting second, second baseman, Riccardo Paolini. And batting third, left fielder, Vito Frischia. And in the cleanup is first baseman, Renzo Martini. Batting fifth, catcher, Alberto Mineo. Batting sixth, designated hitter, Leonardo Ferrerini. And then batting seventh, right fielder, Noel Gonzalez. Batting eighth, third baseman, Mattia Mercuri. And batting ninth, shortstop, Eric Epifano. Pitching for Italy is Claudio Scotti with number 44.
Indeed, he is. I can give you an update, by the way. Yesterday, at the end of the game for Italy, we saw a beautiful diving catch by Federico Celli in center field that ended the game. It also ended his Hongball week because he landed awkwardly on his shoulder. And I was told this morning by the media team for Team Italy that Federico Celli, in all likelihood, out for the tournament with a shoulder injury. They don't know exactly the severity, but it's not looking good for Federico Celli. So he literally gave up his body to win the game yesterday for Italy. As we're about to get underway here with first pitch at 12:04 local time. Takuma Hayashi digging in as we are underway with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Claudio Scotti. First time in a tournament that Hayashi is batting leadoff. That is because Kota Yazawa, who is normally the leadoff hitter, is pitching today, so he's not in the lineup. Or at least not on the offensive side, that is. What position do you play, Milan?
I'm a pitcher.
So you're gonna be looking at this Claudio Scotti guy intently.
Looks like he's bringing quite some heat at 92.
92-mile-an-hour fastball again. Yeah, definitely. We've seen a couple of pitchers breaking an easy 90-92, and yesterday Teddy McGraw of Team USA popping out at 96 mile an hour. So
kind of what you would expect these days at the D1 level in America.
Absolutely. As this ball is fouled back by Hayashi for a 2-2 count here for Scotti. As we see the ballet that is the bad boys running around, snaring foul balls. As Scotti delivers, and that ball is fielded cleanly at third base by Mattia Mercuri. They retire Takuma Hayashi at first base for the first out of this ball game, which I'm going to remind you once again is 7 innings long, not 9. We play 7-inning ball games here at the ballpark at the tournament this time around. That also means that we can play 3 games today, so we'll have 2 more for you after this one. We'll have one at 3:30 and one at 7:30 local time.
Should be 3 great games today.
Absolutely. As that ball is grounded to Mercuri again, and he throws out Kenta Yamada at first base. We'll see. Our 3:30 game is going to be Cuba against Curacao, the Caribbean clash, so to speak. And we'll close our day off with Team Kingdom of the Netherlands against Team USA. That's promising to be a great one.
Excited to see who's going to end up winning that one.
Absolutely. As Scotti winds and sets and fires. That's another strike at 93, adding another mile an hour. How would you approach pitching against this Japanese team? As you see, by the way, sorry, I'm going to cut you off there. We have a strike zone on your screen today. It's a new experiment on our side.
Pitching against the Japanese team. Honestly, I haven't pitched against a whole lot of Japanese hitters, but usually my approach is always just to try to get ahead early. Get ahead and keep pounding the strike zone and hope they get weak contact. Personally, I throw from a lower arm slot and a lot of singers and sliders. So weak contact is what I'm trying to create. So.
As we see an error here at second base, at least I'm sure that will be ruled an error. Yep, ruled an error by Riccardo Paolini. Player of the game yesterday, went 3 for 4 in Italy's win.
Looks like Scotty's doing a good job creating weak contact as well. So far, all ground balls. Obviously, Japan with a lot of speed in the lineup. Puts the pressure on the defense.
It's a big lead at first as well. As that ball's lined into center by Ueda. And that will be a base hit. So we got runners on first and second, 2 out here. And Scotty in a little bit of a jam now. As the Italians will be looking to extend their winning by 1. They had lost every single game in the tournament up until yesterday. The arrival of manager Mike Piazza apparently made all the difference. As Ryuto Hirose steps in from Keio University in Japan. Right-handed hitter. Powerful hitter as well. As Scotty comes set. Winds and delivers. That's a strike.
High heat at 93.
Those look so attractive as a hitter. Like pitches just above the strike zone. They look like beach balls, but you can never catch up to them. As Scotty is ready to deliver an 0-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball low and away at 81.
Right idea, trying to get him to chase.
Yep. Changing eye levels, right? Starting it out with a high fastball and going low with the breaking ball.
That's right.
What's your best pitch?
I would say my slider's pretty above average. Good command on it and breaks a lot. Got a fly ball going to right field, and it's caught.
Caught in right field by Noel Gonzalez, and that retires the side, bringing us the Italians to bat. And we will have Andrea Bellaroli hitting leadoff today, not Riccardo Paolini yesterday, who had been pretty much the leadoff hitter throughout the tournament for Italy. Apparently he has been bumped down to the 2 slot. Bellaroli, the center fielder, Paolini playing second base today. Looked like a lot of changes were made last second to the Italian lineup because we received the official lineup card, and there was a lot of stuff that was erased and written over. So apparently Mike Piazza had a change of heart at some point and shuffled some people around. Perhaps because Federico Celli, as mentioned, not able to play today. Potentially he was in the lineup until shortly before game time when they finally decided that he couldn't go.
It's got to be tough trying to make a lineup against a team where you don't really know much about the opposing players and trying to find the best matchups and everything like that. Especially when you got injuries in there.
Exactly. So I did all my best to write a scorecard and try to keep score today, but then I forgot. It's not in my rhythm yet, so I'm going to do some quick housekeeping. Let's see. Hayashi was a grounder to 5-3, yeah. Yamada as well.
Yep, and then E4.
E4. Then a base hit to a line base hit to center field. And then F9. There we go. Thank you. Beautiful day today in Haarlem. It's unbelievably. It's going to be a scorcher today. I'm already regretting wearing jeans. I see you made the right decision by wearing shorts, but
yeah, I messed up yesterday wearing jeans, so I learned from my mistake.
Man, let's see if I've learned from my mistakes tomorrow. I'm not usually known for learning from my mistakes, but I'll give it a go. As we're getting Andrea Cellaroli from Nettuno, Italy, plays for Nettuno 1945. No idea why I wrote Bellaroli on my scorecard. Oh well, that's why.
Looks like it's
It looks like
wrong on the lineup card
Yeah.
as well.
As Kota Yazawa delivers the first pitch, 91 for a strike. Kota Yazawa, I promised you to get back to you about him, has been dubbed the mini Otani by the Japanese delegation because he played right field in game 1, DH'd in the following 2 games as he delivers a breaking ball at 80 miles an hour for strike 2. And this is the 4th Japanese game and he is on the mound. So he's doing it all. The only difference, of course, between him and Otani is that Otani is a right-hander. Yazawa is a lefty as he throws his next pitch in the dirt, well blocked by Shinto, the catcher. One and two count here to Cellaroli, who's betting 333 on the tournament. As that is a beautiful pitch on the outside corner, breaking ball at 81. Cellaroli, who does not strike out much in the Italian league, but does get a strikeout here. He's only struck out 5 times in 80 at-bats this season in Italy.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty good plate coverage. Riccardo Paolini, the next batter. Listed officially as Riccardo Segundo Paolini. So apparently there's a Primero as well. From Merida, Venezuela. Plays his Italian ball for Fortitudo Bologna, where he hit 486 this season. Nothing to sneeze at. He swings and misses through a fastball at 92. 10 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run for Paolini in the Italian Serie A for Bologna. To the tune of an 1177 OPS. He swings right through that. Fastball on the inside, 92 again. Yazawa got some pretty decent speed for a diminutive left-hander. He's not very tall, not very big. He's got some pop in his arm.
Very explosive motion.
The typical Japanese hitch in his windup. Lifts his leg, holds it there for a second, and then comes set and fires.
At my previous college, Indian Hills Community College, I played with several Japanese guys, and all of them had the same Japanese kind of motion.
That looked like a very good pitch. Shinto held it there for a second to try to convince our home plate umpire, which I believe is Ad Olsen.
Yep, I think you're right.
Always recognizable by the white hair coming out from under his umpire cap. As Yazawa delivers a breaking ball, 84 mile an hour. Swing and a miss for Riccardo Paolini. Which brings minor league Phillies farmhand Vito Friscia to the plate. Gloria, Gloria. Some excellent 80s tunes today in the ballpark. I don't know what our resident DJ Jeroen had for breakfast this morning, but my breakfast consists of a solid array of 80s bangers. Which, let's be honest, best decade in music, the 80s. You would know because you're...
I wasn't alive yet.
No, you were... Yeah, I mean, I was very young, but... Excellent musical decade. Friscia has 1 ball, no strike count. Oof, that ball lands right in the middle of his jersey number.
Free base with 2 outs.
Can't feel good, but I'm sure Friscia has had worse, because I'm sure there's been people in the minor leagues in the United States that have fired 95 to 100 miles an hour at him.
Especially in the lower levels, you see the guys that throw very hard, but not as great of command.
Don't know where it's going, indeed. So far, excellent excellent music again. I'm loving it. I don't know. He's not even listening to me saying that, so he's just doing it on his own. Another Venezuelan, Renzo Martini. It does sound very Italian.
Also playing for Bologna.
A lot of players from Bologna on the team here. One of the better teams as Yazawa fires a strike at 83. One of the better better teams in Italian baseball. It used to be Nettuno all the time, I believe. And now it's Bologna. Parma has been really good as well in recent years.
Bologna also with the Dutch players of Joe Molempa and Kevin Josefina.
That's right. Current international player Gavin Josefina and former international player Gilmer Lompa, who is still part of a lot of the promotional material for Hongball Week from years ago.
I noticed that.
We haven't renewed it yet. Especially since the last tournament was 4 years ago, so we didn't have more recent pictures of the team. As that ball by Martini grounded to short. Quick flip to second for the out, for the force out. That ends the inning. Quick inning for Yazawa. Looked good. What did you think of the stuff he was throwing?
I mean, very good command. Got ahead pretty much to every batter, I think. Started off with 2 strikeouts, so it's got to feel good for him.
Speaking of which, I should update my scorecard again. Let's see. Vitor Frischa was hit in the back, and then Martini was 6-4. So that's fielder's choice for him. And Frischa 6-4. There we go. As I see, multiple scouts have arrived again. A couple of scouts got in real early. The gentleman in front of me from the Toronto Blue Jays was up bright and early this morning. I see New York Mets have arrived as well. One of the scouts emailed me this morning, or yesterday actually, no, this morning, that he had lost his stopwatch yesterday. If I could help him find it. So I sent a couple of bad boys into the general area where he said he thought he lost it to see if they could find it. And while they were searching, he emails me back, I found it. It was still hanging over the fence right where I stood.
Oh, it's good he still has it.
Yep, he bought a new one. He went to Intersport this morning in Haarlem, bought a new one, so now he has 2.
Just in case he loses again.
Exactly, yeah.
It's also pretty cool to see the guys from Synergy working.
Yep, absolutely.
I was talking to one of the guys, and I'm actually in their database.
Oh, yeah? That's crazy. Did you get all the info they had on you?
Well, I think I know it all. And he was pulling up some videos and bringing back some memories of bad outings, so I told him to quickly move those away.
Takuya Hiruma coming up to bat from Waseda University in Japan. For those of you who were with us in the broadcast yesterday, Milan's collection of baseball cards was shown briefly at the broadcast. How big is your collection of baseball cards?
It's gotten a little out of hand. I would say it's probably about 20,000 cards at this point, if not more.
Holy.
There was a point where I was counting everything, but at this point I'm just... The only thing I really keep track of is the cards of Dutch players.
Okay, so you don't have a whole Excel sheet with every single card in it?
Just for the Dutch players I do.
Okay, that makes sense.
And with Dutch, I include the guys from Curaçao,
Yes,
Aruba,
of
and
course,
St. Martin.
the whole full spectrum of the kingdom. As Hiruma has an 0-2 count, quickly Scotty getting ahead. I have a very small stack of baseball cards at home from a long time ago. There's nothing in there, I think, that is worth mentioning.
Pretty funny, someone from the United States contacted me earlier, like a few months ago, if I would see some of these guys, and in the list were Mike Crowell, who's my head coach at DSS Kenan.
As Hiruma grounds it to short, where it's bobbled just a little bit.
Maybe an infield hit?
Might be. No, they ruled it an error. Yeah, that would have been close because Hiruma just really quickly down the line. But in this case, Eric Epifano, the recipient of an error. I'm trying to pull up some quick stats on Claudio Scotti, who plays in the United States, the 24-year-old right-hander. Currently with the Florida Coast League Mets, Complex League, sorry. Florida Complex League Mets. So in rookie ball, as Tsuchimoto, fan favorite Tsuchimoto, squares the bunt, pulls it back, rolled a strike anyway. Scotty, a 7.59 ERA in 5 games, 2 starts for the Florida Complex League Mets.
Squaring up the bunt.
Ooh, 93 in the direction of Tsujimoto's head.
Some chin music. Squaring up again to bunt. Nope, slash.
Tsujimoto flies it sky high in the center field, where it is caught by Andrea Bellaroli. Scotty had 13 strikeouts in 10.2 innings for the Mets, the Rookie League Mets. So struggled a little bit. Was signed all way back in 2016, actually, by the Pittsburgh Pirates organization, where he performed well, actually. I'm looking at these stats, and those are not terrible at all. 2016 for the Pirates rookies affiliate in the Gulf Coast League, pitched to the tune of a 3.18 ERA in 5 games, only 5.2 innings. In 2017, 1-1 with a 2.7 ERA for the Gulf Coast League Pirates. 13.1 innings. Only 5 strikeouts. So not a big strikeout pitcher that season. And then obviously, then he was out of baseball or out of the United States for a couple years. Then there was the 2020 season, and now he's back in America with the Gulf Coast. The Complex League Mets. I keep saying Gulf Coast League, but it's.
I think they changed that like 2 years ago.
I think they did. Yeah, I'm still stuck in my ways. I keep referring to the Sally League as Sally League too. I don't believe it's the South Atlantic League anymore, right? I don't remember.
Not too sure about that, honestly.
The whole realignment of the minor leagues is that ball is drilled into right field, but it will hang
Easy catch.
way high for Noel Gonzalez. I'm not keeping track again.
Kind of noticed that, just like in the minor leagues, Scotty is not much of a strikeout pitcher. Pitching to contact, and he's getting the job done right now. Doesn't always have to be strikeouts to be successful as a pitcher.
Exactly. Just induce weak contact. We were talking in the broadcast yesterday about the potential for there being a baseball issue, an issue with the balls, because we don't see balls fly out. Sometimes I see a player hit a ball, and I'm like, whoa, that should be way out of here, and it just dies halfway through the outfield. I was talking to our tournament director about that yesterday, and he did say that he had not received any complaints from any of the teams, but this batch of baseballs that we're playing with is not the batch that we ordered, not the type that we ordered.
What are we playing with, the Wilsons?
Wilsons, yes. As there goes the runner. That was a great throw, and that retires the steal attempt from Takuya Hiruma. Spectacular throw there by Italian catcher Alberto Mineo. Yeah, so we ordered Wilson. We usually play with Wilson baseballs here in Haarlem, and we ordered a specific type, but they were all out of stock, and they couldn't produce a new batch in time for a tournament. So Wilson said, "We'll send you these instead."
All right.
That's cool. These don't fly as far, apparently.
As long as it's the same ball for every game, it's
exactly.
It's a
yes.
fair playing field.
Yeah. And like our tournament director told me, none of the teams have complained, so they don't seem to feel there's an issue with it, and they would if there was, because a few years ago Team USA, a couple days into the tournament, said, "Listen, we can't keep playing with these baseballs. This is like playing with soft tennis balls, like they're not flying at all."
From personal experience, I like the Wilson baseballs. They're pretty good.
Is it the seams that you like?
Actually, the seams are a little big for my liking,
okay.
But in general they last and they're not bad at all. That's one thing that's different, like playing in college ball. We use Rawlings baseballs and they're all very low seams.
Gotcha.
The Wilson baseballs are bigger seams, which means more movement and everything.
Did you ever use sticky stuff?
No, I actually never did. I talked about it with my pitching coach, but he said that with my kind of delivery and stuff, it's more beneficial to use Vaseline. Actually,
there you go.
To get more sink on my sinker and stuff like that.
So you got a little spot of Vaseline on your collarbone?
Actually, I've never tried it before, but
yeah, it's from the movie Major League, right? There's this one guy who's covered in Vaseline and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. What are your feelings about the whole sticky stuff situation? Is it something that you think has been addressed correctly by Major League Baseball?
I feel like it's good that they're finally doing something about it, but I don't know if the way they're going about it is a bit like, I don't think it was that big of a problem because people were using it and it was just fine. And now it's such a big deal. I I like to keep it simple and just play baseball.
I do like that.
Now all the pitchers have to go off the mound and get their stuff checked, and it just, personally as a pitcher, it would bother me because, you know, you're locked into the game.
Right. Then again, there's Otani, who's always joking around with the umpires when they want to check in.
I guess it's different for every pitcher,
Exactly.
how they approach it.
Exactly. Some people, for instance, there's pitchers when they're locked into the game, they don't want to talk to anyone in the dugout.
Right.
And there's also pitchers that after 7 perfect innings are just joking around with teammates in the dugout. Beautiful story about that in a second as Yazawa winds and delivers. Ball 1. A couple years ago, more than a couple years ago, Mark Burley of the then Chicago White Sox threw a perfect game. And in the 7th inning, he was constantly joking about it with A.J. Przinsky in the dugout. So he proved that he doesn't really care.
He doesn't believe in jinxing.
He does not care about the jinx. And he finished it off. He got the perfect game.
Yep, he did.
Ironically, with the backup catcher behind the plate, not his usual catcher, A.J. Przinsky, who he was joking with all the time.
Remember the cool play he made at first base?
Yep, free between the legs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Great fielding pitcher, Mark Burley. Definitely an underrated pitcher.
And he worked quick, too, right?
Very quick, yeah.
Fun to watch.
The shortest game I think I've ever seen in my lifetime was the White Sox-Mariners game, which lasted under 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mariners only had 2 hits, and both of them were Ichiro Suzuki, of course, because who else? As Mineo strikes out.
Mineo, also a former minor leaguer. Pretty sure he played for the Cubs organization.
Do you believe in the announcer jinx? When the announcers say, oh, there's a no-hitter going, and then...
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because then I may have jinxed one the other day, because I was saying that there's zeros under a certain very specific important column, and then 2 batters later, there was no longer a 0 under a very specific column.
Probably your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. I'm sorry. I forget who was pitching, but I jinxed it. Gasparini looks at ball 1.
It's always fun when you're in the dugout and the opposing pitcher is throwing something special. Always trying to talk about it and see if it does
see
something.
if you can, get him riled up. It's a nice powder blue, baby blue bat, by the way, that Farini is playing with. You can see it on our live stream as well. It's very
nice and bright,
colorful. It's like a Father's Day. What is it? Prostate cancer awareness bat, whatever they have in MLB.
It look good with the new uniforms of Team Kingdom.
Absolutely, I love those. By the way, those are just awesome.
I'm a big fan. Actually, my college team has pretty similar uniforms as well. So I get to dress up in all blue every week.
As there's a 1-1 count on Farini as Yazawa winds and delivers.
Nice breaking ball down in the zone.
You see, we have our strike zone back on the screen for you to enjoy. Do take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. It is an experiment. We're trying something out.
I think it looks pretty good on the screen.
That. Jeroen, our executive director, has been experimenting every day with something new, and every day he makes our stream look better and better. We are aware that there's still the 2-second audio delay, or at least we are 2 seconds ahead of what you see on your screen. There's nothing we can do about that. We are doing the best we can to not spoil anything. Maybe in 2 years we'll have a different setup figured out. I'm sure Jeroen can come up with something. Literally every problem we had with the stream this week has been resolved by Jeroen at some point.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I'm not even going to ask him to explain it to me because I don't understand. So, as Yazawa is looking at Noel Gonzalez in the batter's box, and he fires a ball.
Cuba.
Yeah, Holguin, Cuba. There's a guy on the Cuban team from the same town as Noel Gonzalez. Batting .429 on the tournament is Gonzalez, who plays for Parma Baseball Club, as you can see. Let me see if I can pull up some stats. Let's see if he can extend this at bat to the point that I can actually pull up some stats.
We got a 2-0 count.
Noel Gonzalez, here we go. Parma Baseball Club, 402 batting average with 1,045 OPS. 1 home run, 9 doubles this season in 87 at-bats. So pretty decent hitter himself. As he pulls a little Juan Soto there. You saw that? He did the little Juan Soto shuffle. That's great.
There's a strike for the 3-1 count. Shinto with the pitch. Another strike on the outside part of the plate. Full count.
There's a TV crew in the stadium from Tokyo TV, or TV Tokyo. They film all the Team Japan games. They were asking me earlier if they could get a... Oh, that's a great pitch by Yazawa.
It's like a slider inside.
Yeah, an 84-mile-an-hour slider, strikes out. Noel Gonzalez, as I was saying, that the Tokyo TV crew wanted to talk to Mike Piazza today, as well as Rick Vanderhoek, who obviously played in Japan for a long time, so he's very well known in Japan. So we hooked him up. Some incredible Italian music. Italian pop music is very underrated. This is Gente di Mare by, is it Zucchero Fornaciari? I don't know.
I'm not too sure, honestly.
Do you know this song, or is this from well before your time?
I think it's well before my time, because
Oh,
I've never heard this before.
Umberto Tozzi, Raff and Umberto Tozzi. I said Zucchero, but it's Umberto Tozzi and Raff. Really pretty song. Fantastic. Yeah, Italian, I love Italian pop music. Laura Pausini, you know? No? Yeah. This is where our age difference shows.
Not ringing a bell for me.
You are how old? Like
21.
21, there you go. There's only a 15-year gap between us, so. Yeah, Laura Pausini, Eros Ramazzotti, Zucchero Fornaciari, Raff and Umberto Tozzi. Yeah, there's a lot of great Italian pop music.
Might have to add it to my Spotify playlist.
Absolutely, man.
Wij draaien. Dank Jeroen en Fred. Gaan wij beginnen aan de eerste helft van de derde inning.
Very entertaining.
De Japan aan slag, catcher Yuya Shinto.
Yuya Shinto is the batter. Did you hear me talk about what university he plays for in Japan?
I did not.
Jobu University. Jobu, the little doll from the Major League
Major
movies.
League.
That's an outstanding baseball university, just based off of the name.
Wonder if they got some special rituals as well in the locker
I
room.
do hope so. You have great marbles. Fantastic movie. As that is 93, just a bit inside to stay with the Major League theme right there.
Curveball up. 2-0 to count.
Oh. Checks his swing. Straight back. Would have been ball 3 for Shinto, who is still looking for his first hit in the tournament. Has played an excellent defensive catcher, by the way. But still looking for his first hit. That's why he's out of the 9th spot today, perhaps, to take some of the pressure off of him.
Well, and there he hits it hard. Foul. And I think catcher's one of those positions where if you're really good on the field, you can slack a little bit batting-wise, and you're still a big contributor to the team. So.
Exactly. And it takes a lot. It saps a lot of energy out of you as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's constantly squatting down, getting up, squatting down, throwing balls. You throw like 200 balls a game.
You're thinking about every pitch.
Exactly. It's a very labor-intensive position as Scotty fires a fastball high. It's drilled into right field, and Shinto almost gets his first hit over the head of the Italian right fielder Noel Gonzalez, but Gonzalez hauls it in for the out. That's one away here in the inning as we're going back to the top of the order for Japan. Takuma Hayashi, Komazawa University.
Notice Scotty Dare getting behind him to count, still battling back and getting it out.
First pitch,
Once again, up.
94. Let's see it. Let's see if he can break 95, 96 today. That'd be funny. We got some stats today. From this day in baseball stats. In a second, as Hayashi fouls it high in the foul to the left side. Today in 1949, the first black players in history appeared in an all-star game. Larry Doby of the then Cleveland Indians, and Jackie Robinson, Roy Campanella, and Don Newcombe of the Dodgers were the first four black players in a Major League All-Star game. And in 1979, the infamous Disco Demolition Night took place in Chicago, as thousands of fans overran Comiskey Park, causing the White Sox to have to forfeit the second game of a doubleheader back then. That story cracks me up. Like, that was just a terrible idea, executed even worse.
You're a big White Sox guy, right?
I am, and I also hate disco. So in essence, you should think that would be a good night, but no. It's never a good sign when you lose. You have to forfeit a game because your promotional night event got out of hand. Thank you, Mick, for those stats, by the way. That's Hayashi. Bloops one into left field for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting there by the Japanese second baseman. And for those of you keeping score at home, this is number 1 for Big in Japan by Alphaville. Let's see how many times we're going to get that one today. Do you know the song Big in Japan by Alphaville?
I've heard it before.
Oh,
yeah.
I need to make a Spotify playlist for you, my friend. I got some music for you. As Yamada steps in, Yamada also still hitless on the tournament. As Scotty turns and fires to first in an attempt to pick off Hayashi. The attempt is unsuccessful, as you may have gathered from the lack of enthusiasm from the crowd.
Looks like the stadium is slowly getting fuller and fuller.
Beautiful day for baseball today. If you don't come to the ballpark on a day like today, then you might as well never come.
That's right. Got a feeling tonight's going to be pretty full.
I'm hoping for a completely sold out Team Kingdom against Team USA. That would be spectacular.
Another pick off the first base. Yet again, unsuccessful.
A lot of different hats again in the ballpark today. It's always a joy to see the hat decisions people make. There goes the runner. There's the throw. Not in time. Stolen base for Takuma Hayashi. I might as well give up on keeping score. I'm just not even paying attention anymore.
Too many things going on.
Too many things going on to talk about, like music, hats, all kinds of stuff that's not going down on the diamond. Disco Demolition Night, for instance. So we have a stolen base for Hayashi, which puts the runner in scoring position with a chance here for Yamada to drive him in and put the Japanese team ahead. Japan 2 base hits today, Italy 2 errors, and that's everything we can say about this ballgame. Everything else is all zeros, as Yamada is ahead in the count 3-0. That was a good pitch by Scotty right there at 91.
Got to make a quality pitch in this situation. Not that bad of an idea to think about walking him, or at least trying to find the corners, because a base hit scores a run, and with a walk you get the double play back in action.
Exactly. That is a filthy slider.
See if we can get a strikeout pitch, because that's kind of what he needs right now.
As there is ball 4 for Kenta Yamada. As I hope you're prepared for what's about to happen, because I'm going to leave you for a little bit.
All right.
I have to run out and do some important business. As a chief media officer at this tournament, there's always something to do. So I'm going to give you a chance to go fly solo for a little bit, Milan.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for taking over, and I'll be back in just a little bit.
No problem. Looks like we got a mount visit here. Pitching coach Bobby Kramer talking with Claudio Scotti. Kramer himself was a major leaguer at some point. Pitched for the Oakland Athletics. So we got first and second base occupied and one out for Japan. Slowly see some action starting in the Italian bullpen down the left field line. Scotti is about to deliver the pitch. Ball one. As this ball is popped up to center field. Center fielder Slaroli is there to record the second out. Hit too shallow for the runners to tag up in advance. Now batting, Kyuto Ueda from Meiji University in Japan. So we got two outs. Japan trying to score here for the first run in the game. As that seemed to be a changeup outside. At 85 miles an hour. 1-0 to count. Scotti gets set. Looks back to second base and throws a curveball for a strike. 1-1. In order to have success as a pitcher, it's important to be able to command two, or at least two, preferably three pitches for strikes. And it looks like Scotty's doing a pretty good job with that. Having both his curveball and his fastball for strikes, and the changeup as well. Here's the pitch, it's in the dirt. A wild pitch, which allows the runners to advance from second to third and first to second. As now there's two runners in scoring position. Count is 2-1. Big moment in the game here as Scotti needs to get an out for Italy to get out of this inning. And Ueda needs to try to get on base somehow and get one or two RBIs. As there's a curveball for a strike. Good pitch, 2-2 to count. Big pitch coming up here. So that's another curveball. Hit to second base. He bobbled it for a little bit. Made the throw to first base and called out. So Scotti still not allowed to run. Japan was close to scoring their first run of the game there. getting ready to start. Start the bottom of the third inning here.
Gelijkmakende derde slagbeurt van Italië, aanslagrug nummer 20. Derde hoofdman Mattia Mercuri.
Leading off, number 8 in the lineup, Mattia Mercuri. He's playing third base. As that's the ball outside. That pitch is fouled back. Hit the roof of the press box. Makes it a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. 1-2. Looked like a slider there outside, fouled back into the backstop. Mercuri putting up a good battle. Fouling off some tough pitches. Shunto is taking his time to deliver the next pitch. And he gets set. That's a ball outside. Making it a 2-2 count. Oh, and that's a slider on the outside part of the plate. Mercuri swings and misses. That's the first out of the third inning for Shunto. Oh, never mind. Yazawa, my bad. Excuse me. Still Yazawa pitching for Japan. So now it's Epivano batting. He tries to bunt, but misses. Looked like he was going for a push bunt to first base. See if he could get on base. Assuming he's a speed guy, which I know head coach Mike Piazza is a big fan of. As he was talking to Jasper yesterday and talked about how speed never slumps, which really is true. Getting on base and moving around the base is a big key of baseball, and when you're fast, it's easier to get on base. As that's a fastball. Away, strike three. A swing and miss. And looks like the Japanese catcher thought he was done with the inning, but it was only 2 outs, not 3. Now we're back at the top of the Italian lineup with Andrea Celaroli, player for Nettuno. As that's the pitch, a curveball in there for strike one. Ball outside, just missed the strike zone. He's getting set, delivers the pitch. Same spot as the last one. Once again, called a ball outside. Two and one to count here. And a nice curveball just below the zone, but Celeroli swings and misses on that one, and it's a 2-2 count. That ball right there makes it a full count, 3-2. Full count, 2 outs. Big pitcher for Kota Tazawa. As he throws a slider down in the zone, Celeroli pokes it to third base and hits it soft enough to where he can beat it out. And just like I was talking about, speed doesn't slump. Running fast down the baseline, getting himself on base. And I'm pretty sure that's the first hit for Italy on the day. So Tazawa can stop worrying about the no-hitter and continue to pitch. He's now batting Ricardo Paulini, my bad. Yes, that's a strike. Seemed to be a slider. Slider coming in at 81 miles an hour. There's another pitch. Swing and miss, slider away. Pitch outside. Catcher worried about the runner at first base, but he did not move. We got a 1-2 count. The runner's still at first base, and there's 2 outs in the inning. That pitch at 89 miles an hour is up above the zone, which makes it a 2-2 count. Tazawa getting set, and he gets a weak ground ball to second base. He flips it to first base for the 3rd out of the inning. Like Scotty is still going back for his 4th inning of work. As there is some movement in the Intellian bullpen, but I don't see any pitchers throwing yet. They're just stretching for now. And with these 7-inning games, pitchers do have a shorter leash, so interested to see what Coach Piazza and Kramer are going to decide to do here. Now leading off the inning for Japan is Ryota Hirose. He's batting in the fifth spot of the lineup. As that's a nice little off-speed pitch for a strike. And that seemed to be the same pitch, except this time it was swung at and hit the second base, but Paulini was there to throw to first base and record the first out of the inning. Once again, Scotty enforcing weak contact, so still doing a good job on the mound. Batting for Japan right now is Takuya Hiruma from Tokyo, Japan, attending Waseda University. And a nice leg kick, but he hits it foul, rolling onto the train tracks down the left field line. So here's the 0-1 pitch. Scotty lifts his leg, and it's up there, 93 miles an hour. Once again out of the zone. Seems to be having a lot of high misses. Japan has not really chased too many of those, but overall Scotty is doing a pretty good job on the mound. As that's a beautiful curveball in there for a strike. That pitch seemed to be a fastball inside, fouled off. Hiruma a little late on that one as he fouls it off to the third base side, out of the stadium. And there's a big curveball, swing and miss, strikeout for Claudio Scotty. Now with 2 outs, it's up to the Japanese batter Rintaro in the 7th spot. Rintaro Tsuyomoto from Shibata, Japan, playing at Sendai University. As that's a first pitch strike, fastball in there at 92 miles an hour. Ooh, and a very good breaking ball there, and a half swing by Tsuyomoto. So Scotty seems to be dialed in, not wanting to leave this game yet. That's a quality pitch right there, just missed outside of the zone. Ooh, and a nice curveball, just missed the strike zone. One and two to my bad, 2 and 2 to count. And that's a strikeout right there. Scotty with his 2nd strikeout of the game, or of the inning, retiring the Japanese batters in a 1-2-3 order. As we move on to the 5th inning, Japan enters the field.
Naar de tweede helft van de 4e inning, slagbeurt voor Italië met als eerste aanslag Vito Friscia.
As we begin the bottom of the 4th inning, with Vito Friscia batting for Italy. That's a strike. Oh, 1-1 to count. And a fastball at 91, but out of the zone. Ball low inside. And a foul ball on the fastball there. Makes the count 2-2. Time is called by the batter. Meanwhile, we do see some action in the Italian bullpen. Looks like a left-hander is warming up. Not quite sure yet who it is, but we'll probably find out as soon as he enters the game. As that was a changeup outside. Friscia swings and misses on it. So that's 1 out for Italy, and now batting Renzo Martini, first baseman. As he takes that pitch for strike number 1, looked like a curveball. And that was another changeup outside. Swing and miss again. Looks like Tazawa was having a good feel for that pitch and was able to command it on that side of the plate and getting a lot of swings and misses on it, so that's good for him. There's a fastball up. 91 miles an hour. And with 1-2 count, Martini grounds it to first base, and the first baseman tosses it to the pitcher, Tozawa, who covers first base and gets the out. So there's 2 outs in the inning.
Tweemaal uit. De hoeken zijn leeg. Aanslag is Alberto Mineo.
Now batting, the catcher, Alberto Mineo. Mineo currently playing for Parma Baseball. Left-handed batter, right-handed thrower. Obviously, you don't see too many lefty throwing catchers. As Tozawa gets ready to deliver the pitch. And Mineo drives it into left field onto the warning track right by the scoreboard. But it's caught by Kyoto Ueda in left field for Japan. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. Looks like Claudio Scotti is getting relief of his pitching duties. I'll get the name of the new pitcher with you shortly. There he is, number 29, Maurizio Andretta.
Pitcher Claudio Scotti heeft de heuvel verlaten met de volgende werkcijfers. 2 maal in slag, 4 maal 4 rijds. Hij krijgt 2 omslagen tegen. En tijdens zijn werkmaten met veld 2 fouten. Volgende man met rug nummer 29, Maurizio Andretti.
Scotti had a pretty good day on the mound, throwing 4 innings. Striking out 2, walking just 1, giving up 2 hits. And now pitching number 29, Maurizio Andretta for Italy. Left-handed pitcher. Looks like he's throwing his fastball around 86, 88 miles an hour. A little less firm than Scotty, but still pretty solid. Now batting for Japan is Ryu Sugizawa. Tohoku Fukushi University in Japan. As we see a bunt attempt. Pushed foul. So Andretta gets ahead nicely on his first batter. 0-1's the count. Let's see if we're going to see the bunt again. Third baseman for Italy is definitely playing in, protecting the bunt as he's slowly moving back. And a swing just over the third baseman's head for a hustle double. And I don't think that's the way Italy wanted to start this inning, as this puts the runner in scoring position with 0 outs. And now it's up to Yuya Shinto, the catcher, to move the runner over to third base or potentially even score with a base hit. Obviously, the approach here needs to be to go to the opposite field and try to move the runner from second to third base. As we'll see what will happen. Potentially a bunt, with Shinto not having a hit yet this tournament. As he squares around the bunt, but the pitch is inside and pulls back, and it's called a ball. 1-0 count. Shinto at the plate. As that's another bunt attempt, but it's bunted foul. So that makes it a 1-1 count. Squares around the bunt again. And he does so successfully this time as he bunts to third base. Sacrifice bunt as he goes out himself at first base, but he moves over to runner third base. So now with sacrifice fly, he can score him. As I assume Italy will play with the infield in. Yes, the shortstop's giving the motion to his infielders. They're playing in, trying to defend the run from scoring. Looks like the outfield is playing pretty shallow too. Just in case they catch it, they'll be able to throw the runner out at home plate, hopefully. As there's a slow slider at 67 miles an hour for a strike. Oh, 1-1 count. There's the pitch. Another slider. Hit the first base, and he looks at the third baseman, runner at third base, not going, steps on first base, and that's the second out. And I'm sure that the Japanese batter is not too happy with that result, as that was a waste of an at-bat. With the runner still being stuck at second base. And now since there's 2 outs, they're going to need a base hit in order to score. And it's up to Kenta Yamada to try and do that. Yes, that's a wild pitch. Ball gets away. And it looks like a base hit was not needed, as Japan scores its first run on a wild pitch. Mineo unable to block that one as it seemed to be a spike fastball, which is always hard to control as a catcher. Always hoping your pitcher is able to throw a fastball for a strike, or at least to where it's able to be caught. Hard to get your body in a blocking position when it's a fastball, simply because you're not expecting it to go in dirt. So Japan takes a 1-0 lead in the top of the 5th inning. And Mauricio Andretta is still on the mound. He got 2 outs and a 2-0 count. There's a fastball at 90 miles an hour. Fouled back. 2-1 to count now. And that's a good pitch on the outside corner. Called a strike. Makes the count 2-2. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Still on the top of the 5th inning. Japan leading 1-0. As that pitch, fastball at 91 miles an hour, fouled away. Looks like Andretta has picked up his feel a bit. He started off the inning throwing 86, 88, and now he's back at 90, 91. So that's impressive to see from a left-handed pitcher. That fastball is inside for a ball. Runs the count full. Ball on the outside part of the plate. May have been a little bit off, but he called it a strike. Mr. Watson did. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. So Japan takes the lead in the 5th. Now it's up to the team of Mike Piazza to come back, tie it up, or maybe even take the lead. They need some offense to get going. This has been the bare minimum so far. I think only 1 hit. As we're getting ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading off for Italy is the designated hitter, Leonardo Ferrini. As it looks like Jasper is back in the booth, joining me on the commentary.
Hello, everyone. Yes, thank you, Milan, for taking care of business here. It took a little longer than I thought it would, but business has been taken care of. Ran into the head coach of the Czech Republic baseball team once again.
All right.
Very nice gentleman.
Missed out on one run.
Yeah, I saw. Not a whole lot of other action. I see 4 total hits.
It's been a pitcher's duel so far.
Yeah, it has. Let me see if I can catch up real quick with what happened. We still have the same pitcher on the mound for Japan.
Japan still the same pitcher. Italy changed pitchers last inning.
There you go. All right, let's get back into the swing of things. What else did you talk about?
Pretty much just the game and how pitching is getting ahead is important, and
Yeah.
station to station baseball wins baseball games, and it shows for Japan. But there's a nice play for third baseman of Japan. Yamada throws it to first base and gets the runner. It's the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning.
All right, let's see if I can catch up here. When do I have my next meeting? Oh, not for another 45 minutes. I should be able to last until the end of this ball game, hopefully. There were some issues with my badge. They made a new one, and they did a terrible job. Look at this. I'm going to get another one. Look how. This is not it, people. I like my last badge. I don't know why they had to give me a new one. Well, it is what it is. It be what it be.
There's Tozawa with a low pitch. Looked like a good pitch, but Mr. Adolfson didn't think so. Probably a little below the zone, maybe. As it makes it a 1-1 count.
Noel Gonzalez, the lefty slugger from Cuba, playing in the Italy whites. And that one is drilled into right field. That might find a hole. That is an incredible catch.
Nice running catch in right field by Takuya Hiruma.
That was an excellent, excellent catch by Hiruma. Tracking it down onto the warning track. And Gonzalez frustrated. Lost his helmet along the way. I was like, why me?
Like you mentioned earlier, a lot of warning track hits, but not many home runs so far. Obviously, Bernardina hit one, and Yohandy Morales for the USA.
Yep. Team USA have arrived, by the way. They are taking BP in the far right field practice area. They were sharing pictures from Harlem today to their Instagram account. It has
probably Cuba, actually.
Yeah, that is. But the USA is also, because they shared some pictures on Instagram to their almost 500,000 followers. So much appreciated, Cameron. As that ball gets away from the catcher.
Let's see if Mercuri can get something started for Italy here with 2 outs. Running low on time and outs. Remember, we're only playing 7 innings.
And we're currently in the bottom of the 5th. Very slow ball game. And I'm saying that even as someone who was just away for almost an hour. But I think I left in the 3rd, and we're in the 5th now. So it's
seems to be like the pitcher taking the time a little bit in between pitches.
Absolutely, that's a swing and a miss by Mercuri.
A lot of counts that get run up to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Not quite like Mark Burley.
No, not quite. As you can tell, we're still just experimenting something with the strike zone box. We're just trying to figure out where to exactly put it, when to use it. And again, this is not a 100% accurate strike zone box. It's just to give you an idea based on our camera angle where the strike zone would be, roughly give or take an inch or 2. So don't believe everything you see. It's close enough. We have a pretty off-angle camera angle, offside to the left as Mercury hacks and misses 80-mile-an-hour slider by Kota Yazawa. And we're heading to the 6th with the lefty Italian pitcher. Did you tell me his name? What is his name?
Maurizio Andretta.
There we go. I see it. Maurizio Andretta, the left-handed pitcher. I think he was warming up yesterday. Did he pitch yesterday?
I'm not too sure, honestly.
He did warm up yesterday, I remember.
I wasn't here for the
you
between
no,
LA and
gotcha.
Curacao.
Gotcha. Yeah, I do believe I remember his name from warming up in the bullpen. So I don't know if we actually saw him in the game.
I was actually training the little kids at the Rabbits Baseball Academy. They were still wrapping up their last week of practice here in Haarlem.
Gotcha.
Or actually, they were practicing in Hoofddorp now. But
The Talent Academy.
one of the 4.
As Andretta also has a very nice head of hair. We've been raving about some of the Team USA hairdos. Andretta also definitely got it going.
Trey Morgan got some.
Yeah. And then there's, of course, Rhett Lauder, the pitcher with the wavy mane. And there's Dylan Cruz with the mustache and the mullet.
Also an interesting look.
Very interesting look. But Andretta definitely is up there with them. They can form a club together. Of course, Hunter Elliott, I believe, also has some longer hair.
Some long hair, lefty pitcher for USA.
Won his first start at the tournament a couple days ago.
Won a national championship a few weeks ago.
He
with
did.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's right. He did indeed. As did Mike Bianco, the current head coach for Team USA.
As well as their shortstop, Jacob Gonzalez.
Jacob Gonzalez, that's right. A lot of national champions in the house here.
Probably trying to become Hongbo Wake champions this week.
There's 2 national champions on the Japanese team as well. 2 players from Asia University who won the Japanese University League this season or last season. Reigning champions. That's a factoid that came to me via Anthony Pang, our fan from Australia who's been tuning into many games. Potentially even this one again. I haven't checked to see if he's back. But he's been sharing some interesting information about the Japanese University Baseball League, because obviously not something that we watch every day.
Nope. Always fun when there's fans interacting and giving information that we
Absolutely
can't really find easily.
Looks like our friend is not there yet. No Anthony Pang factoids for today.
As we got an 0-2 count and a ball hit to right field. And Gonzalez is there to record the out. First out of the inning.
Right into these 2 gentlemen earlier. They have a press badge around their neck, but they're not actually press.
One of them, one of my teammates.
Yep, Robin Clara, whose name is misspelled on his badge. I pointed it out, he hadn't even noticed. Robin Clara pitches for the French national team, I believe.
That's right.
There you go. Dutch guy with a French mother, right? Yeah, there we go. Well, he just sat down 5 seconds ago. He already made it into the broadcast. There you go. This is what we do. As I'm looking at one of the bat boys who's sitting next to the right next to the dugout right there. So hot, he's putting his jacket over his head to shade himself from the sun because it's beaming down on the crowd right now. We are fortunate enough to have a roof over our head, so we're in the shade.
Yep, definitely a day for sunscreen.
Holy!
A lot of it.
I see some pasty white legs everywhere. So people, please. Put some sunscreen on, because that's not going to be a good day otherwise. As our friends from Tokyo TV are walking by. Very nice crew, by the way. Super friendly people. As pretty much, all media so far and scouts have been incredibly friendly and nice. As that is Andretti's fourth ball to Ueda. Walks the Japanese guy. We get Ryuta Hirose from Keio University. And people buying some drinks here on your screen. We're, as you can tell, cashless. So all our vendors are walking around with wireless, like cell phone-like devices that people can use to pay with their debit and credit cards. No cash will exchange hands here. This is not the place to launder your money if you have a lot of money to launder.
Nice. That pitch is fouled off. 0-1 count.
Some Cuban fans walking into the ballpark in preparation of the game later today, later this afternoon, 3:30. We have Cuba against Curacao for you.
Should be a good game.
Should be a great game.
Starting at 3:30.
As Andretti tries to pick off the runner at first, it is unsuccessful. A fan from the national champions from Cuba wearing an Alazanas jersey.
Most of the players on Cuba obviously being from that team.
Yep. From Granma on the Cuban island. As that is drilled up the middle for a base hit for Hirose. And the Japanese are in business, looking to expand their lead. Their very tiny 1-0 lead.
Good chance to score some runs here. First and second, 1 out. We'll see if they put something on, like a bunt or anything. They've been doing a lot this tournament. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also been seeing some slash plays, which you don't see a lot anymore. Which is where you bunt and end up swinging for the bat.
Takuya Hiruma, the next batter, the right fielder who made the nice over-the-shoulder catch a short while ago. He looks at strike one, 89-mile-an-hour fastball by Andretti. Andretta, I'm sorry, Andretti was a race car driver. And we are interested to see what happens here with the Japanese strategy. No bunt, and it is strike two.
Interesting to see.
Curveball.
Yeah, slow off speed compared to the fastball. 20-mile-an-hour difference.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep.
That'll do it. As we're being offered pizza again, but I just had lunch, so thank you. No pizza. They're taking care of us here. That is a nasty break. 69-mile-an-hour sweeper. Almost like a slurve, like a curveball slider combination.
Yep. Very hard to hit 90 after seeing that.
Right.
You got to be sitting on either one or the other. So let's see what's coming right now with a 1-2 count. It'd be a good opportunity to blow some high heat by him.
As he chops it foul.
Maybe a changeup at 81.
The swing did look like it. It looked like he was fooled on a change-up-y kind of pitch. You can usually tell when it's something like that. They pull a string on a hitter. They're out way in front of it. As Hiruma was on that pitch before, as it is 2-2 now. To the Japanese lefty slugger, jersey number 7. The Japanese are playing in their dark blue tops with red accents and gold lining around the jersey numbers. Very attractive uniforms. As Hiruma files it out of play. If you're seeing a little stuttering on our stream, we are aware.
So we got a 2-2 count. Still 1 out. And there's that sweepy slider again. Looked like it came in right in the middle of the zone, but apparently didn't cross the plate at the right time. Called a ball. Runs the count full. It's always hard to call a pitch when it's moving that much.
Yeah,
Not really sure when it's crossing the plate.
exactly. And Andretta definitely showing some movement on all his pitches. Doesn't floops and bloops all over the place, as that is a fastball at 90 miles an hour. Popped foul and over the fence into the crowd. Nice catch by Fan. Lady with an umbrella.
Andretta also having the lefty-lefty advantage, with Japan having a bunch of left-handed hitters in the lineup, which makes that slider even more effective.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, for sure. And if you can locate that changeup he threw before, like so far out on the outside of the plate, as he goes fastball here. Foul and out of play.
Another long at bat. Had a lot of those this game.
Yep.
Batters putting up good battles and pitchers trying to get outs.
Another fastball, 91 this time. Put a little extra mustard on it.
Yet again, another foul ball.
I love mustard. What is your favorite sauce, your favorite condiment?
Probably mayo.
Mayo. Mayo's a good choice.
Big mayo guy.
Yeah, mayo's a good choice. Belgian mayo or Dutch mayo?
I like the Dutch mayo.
Yeah, me too.
But honestly, living in the U.S., any mayo I can get my hands on.
Yeah, it's
mayo.
Hiruma fouls it off again.
Always
For those,
always get weird looks whenever I put mayo with my fries.
Yeah, I get that. For those of you who are uninitiated in the differences between Belgian and Dutch mayonnaise is that the Belgian mayo is much more vinegary, much more sour, thinner as well, whereas Dutch mayo is more egg-based and thicker and a little sweeter as Hiruma walks and loads the bases for Japan.
There is some action going on in the bullpen over there. I think that's Matteo Bocchi warming up.
And he might be, that's the pitching coach, not Mike Piazza coming out, so that might just be a mound visit.
Bobby Kramer talking to his pitcher. Yep, that is the end for Andretta.
As we're dancing again here in the stadium in Haarlem.
The classic Hongball Wake dance. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else except for this stadium during Hongball Wake.
It's a very strong tradition.
Keeps coming back.
Pitchers is aan de kant van Italië. Maurizio Andretta verliet de heuvel. Hij gooide 1 derde inning voor de
Matteo Bocchi is the name of the guy that you're seeing here. Born in Parma, Italy, does not play in Parma, Italy. He plays in Sioux City. The Sioux City Explorers, as you can see on the graph. Do you know what the Sioux City Explorers are?
I know they're an independent league team, I'm pretty sure.
That's what I would expect as well.
I'm pretty sure he's playing together with a former Dutch national team player, Ademar Rivaela.
Wow.
A lefty slugger.
That's if you literally just pulled that out of the air, I am wildly impressed.
Also know that Bocchi used to play for the University of Texas Longhorns,
where Chris Stewart of Team Kingdom just committed to.
Yep, he'll be going there this next fall.
Yep.
And then he pitched in the Cubs organization, I'm pretty sure, and made it pretty high.
Let's take a look at the roster for the Sioux City Explorers. Ademar Rivaela, you were 100% right. Outfielder listed here. on the roster, DJ Poteet. I think he's related to Cody Poteet, who plays for the Miami Marlins.
Could be. I'm not too sure about that.
Poteet's not a name you hear a whole lot. And indeed, there he is, Matteo Bocchi.
Bocchi throwing from a interesting arm slot, lower arm slot than you see usually.
I believe this guy is also a former major leaguer. Yep. Blaine Hardy is also on the roster, a former major league pitcher with the Tigers and Brewers, among many others.
There's a big task for Bocchi here to fulfill. Bases are loaded and there's only one out. So we need either a strikeout or a pop-up or a double play, preferably.
Blaine Hardy from Pequot Lakes, Minnesota. Not a state you hear a lot of baseball talent come from for obvious reasons. One of them being the cold.
Yeah, it's pretty cold up there. Spent some winters in Iowa, which was cold, and Minnesota's even up north more. So.
Yeah, and there's a couple of major leaguers now from Wisconsin, which is also in that general area. One of them being Gavin Lux, a second baseman or multi-utility player for the LA Dodgers from Wisconsin. And I believe there was another one. I might have to
can't think of the name there.
Use the Google box for that. I'm not ashamed to admit that I used the Google box while I was sitting here.
As Bocchi throws a slider, which is foul to third base, just outside of the baseline.
Let's see, famous baseball players from Wisconsin. Quickly scrolling. It's a very long list, admittedly, but most of these are from the early 1900s.
Seeing a lot of dates from before I was born.
Yeah, well before I was born as well. This is not a very useful list because it's alphabetically. I want to go by... There we go. J.P. Fireeisen, Owen Miller with the Cleveland Guardians, who had an excellent start to this season, is from Wisconsin. Dalton Varsho, the catcher/outfielder for the Arizona Diamondbacks as well. And
pretty impressive to be both a catcher and outfielder in the big league level.
Yeah.
Usually the catchers are
and he can steal bases too,
right,
which is also not a common trait for catchers.
Definitely not.
He can do it all.
As Bocchi here is a 1-2 count. Last pitch he threw was 90 miles an hour.
And that is going to get down for a hit in left field. That's going to plate a couple of Japanese runs as it's once again bobbled in left field, but this time no Little League Grand Slam. Team USA capitalized on a double error in left field a few days ago by scoring all three base runners and the hitter.
A little unlucky here for Bocchi, throwing a good slider and getting very weak contact, but it just finds that little Texas League area in left field, which still counts as a line drive in the books.
Absolutely. Ryu Sugisawa is the next man up. Another lefty facing the right-handed Bocchi on the mound for Team Italy. That's a fastball called a strike for some reason, because that was nowhere near the plate.
Probably a little slow of a game for the umpire too.
Yeah, let's speed it up. Let's open up that strike zone a little bit. Get these guys swinging. As that's exactly what Sugisawa does right there.
Like a changeup.
81 miles an hour.
A lot of vertical movement on that one.
Mm-hmm. As Elvin Anglantina of Backstop Radio Penge arrives in the stadium. Saw on Instagram he did a self-COVID test this morning just to be sure before going to the ballpark. Much appreciated. As did I.
Probably getting ready for the Curacao game.
Yep.
Coming up here soon.
See Cliff Thomas as well with him. Glenn Thomas. I said Cliff. His name is Glenn. My bad. Sorry. Glenn Thomas is Curacao media here to watch Team Curacao play Team Cuba later today. 3:30. That will be our game time for that one. 7:30 will be our game time for Team Kingdom of the Netherlands against Team USA.
As Bocchi just recorded the second out via strikeout. He didn't seem to be too happy about the hit before, as he showed some aggression catching the ball back from the catcher, but
Oof. That's a frisbee slider right there.
very nice slider from that lower arm slot. Started a little too much off the plate and didn't get a swing on it.
Sparky gets set and delivers yet another one of those floaters. 82-mile-an-hour slider. Not a lot of break, but it floats.
Yep. Probably took a little bit off and made
Yep.
sure it was a strike there. 1-1 to count now.
Follows that up with a fastball at 89, which is skied into right field, and that might get down, and it will. Hits the bottom of the wall in right field. And that's going to plate both runners. And Japan take a bigger lead. It's 4-0.
That's a big 2 RBI double there by Shinta, who you talked about earlier, not having a hit yet in the tournament.
Nope, that's indeed right. That's his first one in the tournament, I guess, and it's a big one for Japan. 4-0, Team Japan. And they're running away with it. Nice. More pizza is making his way to the people in front of us. It's very cheesy. It's the kind of pizza you need 2 hands to eat.
And a napkin.
Yeah.
As Hayashi squared around to bunt, but didn't.
Let me give them some hand sanitizer when they're done so they can clean their hands.
We got a 1-0 count here. 2 outs. Runner on second base.
I'd be interested to find out what that sheet is that the scout in front of us is writing on. The scout sheet. It's got a lot of boxes.
Looks like the pitching chart that we used to use at Indian Hills.
And there you go. It is a pitching chart card.
Gives all the information on every pitch, ball, strike, inside, outside, up or down.
I think that's what Jacob from Synergy is keeping track of on his phone.
Yep.
The scout in front of us going old school with a big sheet of paper. As Hayashi swings through that changeup. I gotta say, Boki has the changeup working though. It's definitely doing what it needs to do. It's keeping the hitters off balance.
Same for the slider, honestly, except for that little blue pit in the left field.
True that.
It's been moving and it's been thrown for a strike.
That is popped up in the air to shallow right field where it's caught in right center-ish by the center fielder. That ends the inning, but not before Japan put on 3 more. And they are currently in the lead. 5-0 actually. 5-0. I said 4-0 earlier, it was 5. As we're headed to the bottom of the 6th of this ball game. I might have to leave you again shortly, Milan. You might have to wrap this ball game up by yourself.
We're gonna try our best.
Because I am approaching another meeting time. I have a couple of people that require my assistance elsewhere at the ballpark. As the gentleman to our left with the long hair is Jonathan Crammond from Great Britain baseball.
Rocking the GB hat.
Yep. He's here together with the scout for the New York Mets. They work together as a duo. I think his buddies who tried to get a press pass through me are in the stands. Those are the guys he's talking to. They didn't get one.
I mean, press box is pretty full. So.
Yeah, exactly. We're very nearly at max capacity here at Homeball Week when it comes to scouts and media. All right, as Kota Yazawa still on the mound for Team Japan. I'm going to hand you over back to Milan, everybody at home, and he's probably going to wrap the game up. So I'm going to say goodbye and enjoy the rest of the game with Milan.
We gaan naar de tweede helft van de 16. Mooi dus hoor, jongens en meisjes. Uitstekend. Tweede helft van de 16.
All right, here we go in the bottom of the 6th inning. Eric Epifano, the shortstop, batting in the 9th spot of the lineup, leading off the inning here. 6 outs remaining for Italy to do something back, as they're still trailing 5-0. As that's a ball down below the zone, actually. Misawa comes back and makes it a 1-1 count. And with a slider in the zone. Epifano fouled off that fastball to the right side of the field. As the stadium is slowly filling up more and more as time goes by, expecting it to be damn near full by the evening game here between Team USA and the Netherlands, Team Kingdom of the Netherlands. As that's a changeup up and away. Epifano swings and misses for a strikeout. And that's the 10th strikeout of the Japanese pitcher Kota Yazawa. Very impressive. He's doing a great job on the mound. Remember, he's also a pretty good batter, playing right field and DH in previous games of the Homeball Week. As the leadoff batter, Andrea Celaroli, takes that first pitch for a strike. Second pitch of the at-bat was a ball, makes it a 1-1 count. As that pitch is chopped at third base, and a nice play by the third baseman. Throw to the first base, third baseman Rintaro Tsuyamoto. That's 2 quick outs.
En de volgende man aan de slag is tweede hoekman Riccardo Paulini.
With 2 outs, it's up to Riccardo Paulini to try and do something for Italy. As he tries to bunt there, but the catcher catches it, so that's a strike. A whiff on the bunt attempt. Paulini, another one of those guys that hits from the left side and throws from the right side. As he whiffs and misses on that breaking ball down in the zone. 0-2 to count. With 4 outs remaining in the game for Italy, it's time to start to do something. Don't want to make a comeback here against a strong and young Japanese team. Yes, that's another swing and miss. Therefore, another strikeout. Make it 11 for Yawaza for Japan. Playing for Parma, left-handed pitcher, as he's trying to keep Japan in check and see if his offense can do something in the bottom of the 7th. Another pitcher thrown from a lower arm slot, just like Baki, except he's thrown from the left side, of course. And he got ahead right away, throwing a first pitch strike. Yes, that looked like a slider, fouled off. Oh, into the count. Breaking ball in the dirt. Makes it 1-2. Batting for Japan is Kenta Yamada, who is playing first base today, going to Rikyo University. As that slider's hit the right field and it drops in for a single. And that's probably not what Yomel Rivera was hoping for. As the leadoff batter gets on base. As we saw Pickoff going to first base. Rivera gets set. Delivers a pitch, but it's high inside, and Muneyama gets out of the way of that one. As that's ball one. And another pickoff going to first base. Yet again, unsuccessful as the runner is safe. And there's the pitch. Up and in again, but this time it's swung at and fouled off. Makes it a 1-1 count. Nobody out. Runner on first base for Japan. And Yomo Rivera trying to record his first out of the afternoon. As the lefty gets set. And that pitch is up high above the zone. 2-1. That's another ball, makes the count 3-1. And I think the Italian coaching staff is getting someone ready just in case Rivera is not getting out of this inning cleanly, as there is some movement going on in the bullpen. As that's another ball and ball 4. Runners on first and second, no outs. A good opportunity for Japan to add on some runs. As Kyuto Ueda steps in to hit. He is playing left field today as he takes that slider for a strike. 0-1 to count. Rivera probably looking for a double play here, with there being no outs and a runner on first and second base. As that's a strike on the outside part of the plate. Fastball coming in at 84 miles an hour. 0-2 to count. Wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing a slider trying to get a swing and miss here. It was a slider indeed, but instead of a swing and miss, it was a pop-up to the third baseman, Mattia Mercuri, who caught it in foul territory for out number 1. As now it's up to Ryuta Hiroshi to try and do something for Japan. First and second, runners on first and second, and there's one out. As Hirose is the designated hitter for the day. As he swings at that first pitch of the at-bat and hits it hard right back up the middle. The runner from second scores and the runner from first advances to third. Barely, as the throw from the center fielder made it close, but the runner on third was safe. And Hirose advanced to second base on the throw. So there's still one out. Runners are on second and third base. And the score has moved to 6-0 Japan. And now it's up to Takuya Hiruma. As that pitch is called a strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1 to count. Hiruma, the right fielder, wearing number 7. And that's another strike on the slider. Nice pitch. 0-2. That slider is going to be a very effective pitch against those left-handed hitters. Looks like it's coming right at him, and then it ends up being a strike. And Hiruma fouls that pitch off down the right field line. As you can see on the screen, the Italian infield is playing in, trying to keep Japan from scoring more runs. There's the pitch, another slider. Slider away, and he pokes it into left center field. 2 runs scored, and Hiruma gets to second base on a misplay by the left fielder as it rolls onto the warning track. Kind of seemed to be a bit of a lazy job by the outfielder to try and draw that ball. But the fans has scored 8-0. Japan. And now there's still 1 out. And I think with the score being 8-0, the Italian coaching staff is kind of telling Jomel Rivera to try and figure it out and hope he can get out of it. Because it looks like the action in the bullpen has stopped. And if they're going to try and do something, now would be the time. As that's a first pitch strike. Fastball up and in at 84 miles an hour. The batter, Rintaro Tsuimoto. Tsuimoto playing third base today. There's the fastball inside. Moves Tsuimoto off the plate. Wouldn't be a bad idea to go an outside pitch here. Kind of opening that outside part of the plate after throwing that fastball in. Kind of middle outside with the fastball, swing and miss. Makes it a 2-2 count. Still only 1 out in the inning. As that pitch is way outside. Not close enough for the batter to even think about swinging. Runs the count full. 3-2. There's 1 out. As that ball is swung at and hit hard and deep to left field, and it drops on the warning track. The left fielder gets it on the bounce, and that looks like it's double, RBI double for Tsuimoto.
Hello again, I'm back. My meeting was a lot shorter than I thought it would be, so I didn't have to say goodbye after all. Glad I can catch the final little bit of our ball game here, as we see Head coach Tetsuo bring in another player, Hagio, pinch hitter. And that also cues the Italians up to potentially make a pitching change or at least go have a little chat. Ding, 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 ding.
Wouldn't be surprised if this is the end of the afternoon for Jomel Rivera. Not the best of days.
And that's 2 in a row for him because the last game he pitched, he also got lit up. So he's not having a good tournament on the mound for Italy. I was told this morning by our Japanese liaison that for sure this broadcast is being watched in Japan.
That's awesome to hear.
I was told that the daughter of the manager for sure watches because she texted her father some information about stuff we talked about in the broadcast.
Well, looks like Rivera can stay on the mound as Kramer walks off.
Very nice to know that we reached Japan. One of the reasons that we're offering this stream in English is because we want as many people from the home countries of these players to be able to watch the game and enjoy it with us without having to mute us because of all guttural Dutch. And most people here in the Netherlands can understand it just fine, as well as speak the language properly enough so we can make sure that they can understand us as well. As Perez stays in and he gives up a first pitch skyrocket. That is way high. And
gets an out number 2 of the inning. I don't know what Coach Bobby Kramer told him, but maybe it worked. Kramer, a left-handed pitcher for the Oakland A's in 2011.
oh, that Bobby Kramer. Huh. Then I'm going to have to check something out real quick. You said 2011?
Pretty sure.
I believe you. No, I was going to say maybe that he was on the A's together with Piazza, but no. Piazza was only there in 2007. I thought I'd found the connection, but no. It's a nice pitch by Perez on the inside. 82 mile an hour. It looks like a fastball, but this guy just does not have a high-octane fastball, if I remember correctly. That's 84-ish also. I thought a fastball.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a fastball. It's just not much behind it.
No. It's a small man on the mound as well. It's not a big dude.
A little bit of a lower arm slot, so maybe he relies on movement and trying to deceive the batters with it. But the Japanese batters aren't deceived very much today.
As that ball gets away. He does hide the ball pretty well. I don't know if you noticed when he...
I think especially against lefties, it's
right.
very, very effective, or it should be.
He takes the ball out of his glove in his windup, and he keeps it right behind him. It's really impossible to see, especially with the white unis that Italy plays in right now. Classic baseball uniforms for Team Italy, the white with the blue accents and the Italia on the front. In the swirly baseball letters, as I always call them.
2 very classic uniforms on the field today.
Absolutely. That is a good pitch, 83. It's hard to say he blows it right by him, but I guess he did.
The high heat at 83 miles an hour. Whatever gets the job done.
As the manager Okubo comes out again. Ooh, a Jackie Robinson jersey just walked into the ballpark. That's classic. I love it. Longtime Dodgers fan from the looks of it, wearing both a jersey and a hat. That is a good number to wear, number 42, Jackie Robinson.
Well, the stadium gets up to sing along with the 7th inning stretch.
We should go tell that gentleman, by the way, that this is the day that Jackie Robinson was one of the 4 black players to appear in the Major League Baseball All-Star game.
I wonder if he knows.
I wonder if he knows. Let's keep an eye on him and see where he goes to sit, and I can find him after the game. As we're stretching here in the ballpark, 7th inning stretch, as the whole team is once again dressing the catcher over on the Japanese side. So many people gathered around Shinto there.
Very good team players.
Yep. That didn't go very quickly though, because now he still has to do some things himself. But now he's got to find his mask. He's like, "Where's my mask? Who's got my glove?"
Personally, one of my biggest pet peeves is whenever it takes so long between innings for the catcher to show up.
Well, we got a backup squatting down behind home plate now. It's a new Japanese pitcher, I think, because he's not Miyazawa anymore.
Miyazawa had a great day though. From
He
6
did.
innings, shutout baseball, 11 strikeouts. Very impressive.
Number 16 is our new pitcher. As we're frantically looking for our rosters, which apparently were blown away. You got 16 there. Kentaro Shinogi. Kentaro Shinogi is our new pitcher. Right-handed pitcher with a very interesting windup. Very long, slow, and then finally flicks his leg out.
As we are here entering the bottom of the 7th inning with 3 outs remaining for Italy. Batting is Fido Frischia.
As there goes Jackie Robinson. Let's keep an eye on him, Milan. We need to make sure that we know where he goes to sit down. Do you remember the year? Let's see. What was the year again that Jackie Robinson?
Oh, he's right there. Not too far away from the press box. Sitting right by Dave Jansen, catcher for Curaçao Neptunus. As Frischia leads it off for Italy with a single to right field. Let's see what the Italian squad can do in order to get back into this game with only 3 outs remaining. As it's now up to Renzo Martini to swing the bat. As that fastball is called a strike on the outside part of the plate.
Was it a fastball? It was 70 miles an hour.
Maybe it was not a fastball.
That might not, well, or it's not a very good fastball. That's also a possibility.
Probably a curveball then. As that fastball is 93.
There you go. See, there we go.
Yep.
That's his changeup at 93.
That would be very impressive, and I don't think he'll be pitching on this team anymore. Probably
Yeah.
pitching somewhere in the Nippon Professional Baseball League.
Who is that guy? Is it Johan Duran from the Minnesota Twins who throws a 101 mile an hour fastball and a 92 mile an hour changeup?
Could very well be him.
I believe so. Yeah,
we
Johan
got
Duran.
Emmanuel Clase for the Indians throwing 102 cutters.
Yeah, exactly. The Johan Duran, not to be confused with Duran Duran or Red Sox prospects Jaron Duran. But Duran Duran is also before your time, right?
I've heard of him.
Yeah,
Yep.
Hungry Like a Wolf, Rio.
I would have to hear the song in order to.
Let me see what I can do for you. As Martini hacks and misses. Duran Duran, one of those 80s bands that would fit today's theme musically perfectly. A lot of 80s music. Not sure what my favorite Duran Duran song would be. I do really like Rio. I think it's a great song.
I'm sure I've heard it before.
View to a Kill, I believe, is also James Bond theme from Duran Duran.
As this is not Maneo hitting. I think there's a pinch hitter.
And Liberatori, the starting catcher from yesterday's game.
wearing number 25.
Aanslag nu met de nummer 25.
All right, quick on your feet. Name a couple of famous number 25s in the Major League.
Mark Teixeira.
There you go. Wow. That's a good
Let's
one.
see who else.
The most obvious one that you have to know is out there waiting for you.
Current player or no?
No.
Andrew Jones.
Andrew
Yep.
Jones. I believe Andrew Jones is 25, right?
Yep, that was right. Yep.
Yep, 25. Jim Thome, also a 25. Lefty slugger. Long time Indians, Phillies, and White Sox slugger. Fantastic, fantastic hitter.
Big power from the left side.
Country strong, people would say. But yeah, Andrew, of course, for Dutch people, one of the more recognizable number 25s.
Still waiting to see if he's going to make it into the Hall of Fame at some point. I think he's
hope.
got a few years left.
Yeah, he's got a couple of years left on the ballot. Let's hope he can increase over time. Talked about Andrew's Hall of Fame chances in the broadcast a couple days ago. As that ball is fouled and out of play by Liberator. Not related to Matthew Liberator, the Cardinals prospect who made his Major League debut earlier in the year.
Left-handed pitcher, right?
Correctamundo. I think he's been sent down to the minors. Had a good stretch and then fell over the park. Oh, Liberator.
Very odd swing there. Blew the 92-mile-an-hour fastball right by him. It's always tough to come off the bench after sitting down all day, trying to do something, especially facing the quality arms of Japan.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Italy is down to their last out of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be the second time in the tournament in all likelihood that Italy get beat 9-0. They lost 9-0 to Team USA on Sunday. Pretty similar development in that game as in this one. It was tied at 0 for several innings, and then suddenly the floodgates opened for the US, and the same thing happened for Japan, as the Japanese scored 1 in the 5th, 4 in the 6th, and 4 in the 7th to take the 9-0 lead. As Dario Pizzano has stepped in and grabbed the bat.
From Boston, Massachusetts. Playing for Bologna.
We think, because apparently a lot of these teams are wrong. Italy did not give us the information, so we had to look it up ourselves. And it turns out, pretty difficult to find. Pretty difficult to find. Not gonna lie. We tried.
As we got an 0-2 count, so this could be the last pitch of the game. But it's fouled off. So we extend the at-bat, extend the inning, and extend the game. As that pitch is thrown into the dirt, curveball. Good pitch with 0-2. No offer at it from Sano. Makes it a 1-2 count. And there's another pitch, and again it's in the dirt. Makes the count 2-2. As the crowd gets into it and starts clapping for what could be the last pitch of the game. And that's fouled off. high heat at 92 miles an hour. Pizzano barely got a piece of that, but extends the at-bat one more time. Still rocking a 2-2 count. And Pizzano swings and hits that ball to right field, and it drops right inside of the line. And that puts runners on first and third with 2 out.
So maybe I was a little premature in saying that it would be another 9-0 loss, because Italy have a chance here to put one on the board if Noel Gonzalez is able to reach with a base hit.
Or a wild pitch could do it too.
A wild pitch offense, yes. You know your team is in a slump if you need wild pitch offense, but you know, I'll take it.
That's what Japan got their first run of the game. So
Exactly, yeah.
boosted a pretty solid run scoring in the last 2 innings. So maybe it's just what Italy needs.
That pitch at 90, high and tight. As mentioned before, we'll after this game wraps up, have about an hour, maybe 45 minutes before the second game of the day starts. The Cuban team is already ready to go. They're sitting in the far right field area behind the bullpen, waiting for this game to wrap up. I don't see Team USA yet. I'm sure they're behind over there by the bus in right field behind the wall.
Curacao.
Sorry, Curacao. My bad. Yeah, you're right.
The battle of Latin America.
Yep. Curacao definitely been a very welcome addition to this tournament. They've played very solid baseball as Gonzalez hits it
the
to
shortstop.
the shortstop, and that'll do it. Team Japan gets yet another win. They win 9-0 on 10 hits and no errors. They beat Italy, who finished with 0 runs, 3 hits and 3 errors. Excellent ball game again, especially from the Japanese side, who are just looking like an absolute powerhouse here at Hongball Week so far. Milan, thank you so much for not only jumping in the booth. I asked you literally 1 minute before first pitch, hey, how's your English? You're like, I'm fine. Like, all right, here's a headset. Go for it.
Well, thanks for having me. It was a fun experience. So.
Yeah, we might need you again sometime this week. So
I'll be here. So.
Drink some tea, get tea and honey, to make sure that voice is rested. For Milan van der Breggen, my name is Jasper Roos. Thank you so much for joining us. And once again, we're back in 1 hour for Cuba against Curacao. We hope to see you then.